go. MacBook Air M1. This is one of those products that has changed my life, that too quite literally. I still remember back in December 2020 when Apple first announced their new series of laptops with their own chipsets, M series of chipsets, this being the first of them with an M1 processor. And the claims that Apple made on stage seemed too good to be true. And that's one of the main reasons why I ordered this laptop. I wanted to see how it works and review it as well. Basically wanted to find out whether or not Apple were telling the truth. And here we are, 3.5 years later, and I can gladly say that Apple were saying the truth. So I've been using the MacBook Air M1 for the past 3.5 years. In fact, up until 3 months ago, this was my only machine. So 3 months ago, I bought a new Mac Mini with the M2 Pro chipset. So that is now my main machine, and this one is a secondary machine. Now a couple of days ago, I was just browsing through the internet and saw the price of this laptop. It's come down a lot over the past 3 years, and now this is the most affordable MacBook out there. So a question popped into my mind. Is the MacBook Air M1 worth it in 2024? Let's try to find an answer to that question. Now, first and foremost, let's start by talking about the performance. So Apple took a huge leap with the M series of chipsets. Before this, they were using Intel processors, and as compared to that, M series are way better. M1 was their first chipset, and I think that they did a very good job with it. Even 3.5 years later, this is one of the best performing laptops out there. For normal work, it is smooth AF. Things like PowerPoint, Excel, documents, surfing the internet, online shopping, maybe doing accounting as well. For all these things, this laptop is a super smooth machine. Like, you will not notice any lags whatsoever even in 2024. And it is good for slightly heavier loads as well. So if you want to edit videos, you can do that as well, but not huge 4K projects with a lot of effects. You can do 4K video editing, but a normal project with normal effects. If you want to add multiple layers of text and effects, that's where this laptop will start to fall apart. So I feel that for small and normal video editing projects, you can definitely use the M1 MacBook Air even in 2024. And it's one of the best machines out there for coding as well. Macs generally are good for coding, and the M1 MacBook Air is no exception to that. Also, if you're a student going to college or something, then you can definitely consider the M1 MacBook Air because it will get the job done easily for your college work. So I feel that performance wise, even today MacBook Air M1 is a great machine, and because the price has come down, it offers very good price to performance ratio. Now with that being said, there are a couple of negative points as well. First is that you only get 8 GB of non-expandable unified memory in the base variant along with 256 GB of internal storage. Even that is not upgradable, but that problem also exists for M2 and M3 MacBook Air even in 2024. So that is kind of sad that Apple did not upgrade the base variant even in newer models. So my honest recommendation will be that go for the 16 GB unified memory variant. Internal storage is okay, you can buy an external SSD, but for unified memory, go for the higher variant. You will thank me later. So that was performance. Next up, let's talk about battery life. Battery life was one of the major upgrades with M series of chipsets, and even today in 2024, this laptop is a battery champion. You will easily get 8 to 10 hours of battery life on a full charge, if not more. And even today, if I charge this laptop to 100%, I know that I can complete a couple of video editing projects. I'm talking about Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. I can easily complete those projects without being worried about battery life. That is a very big statement even after 3.5 years of using this laptop. So battery life is solid. Don't worry about that. And it also comes with fast charging. It is not super fast charging, but it is fast charging. And the charging happens via the USB Type-C port, which is Thunderbolt. Talking about Thunderbolt, you only get 2 Thunderbolt USB Type-C ports, and you can connect a host of accessories to these ports. But I honestly feel the implementation with M2 and M3 is better where the charging port is separate, because with this laptop, if you're charging it and if you want to connect accessories, one port is gone. That only leaves you with one empty port to connect all your accessories while charging. So that is kind of a con with this laptop that has been solved in the newer models. Now Apple has been known to make laptops which are very good in terms of build quality, and the M1 MacBook Air is no exception to that. This laptop has been built really well. You'll get metal all around, does not feel cheap at all, feels very sturdy and premium. And it has held up very well after 3.5 years of rough usage. Like, I've not been gentle with this laptop, I have been a rough user, and even after that, it has held up pretty well. It doesn't look like a 3.5-year-old laptop. laptop. That is very impressive. As far as the keyboard goes, it is a very good keyboard. The keys have a good amount of travel to them and they are clicky as well. The typing experience is great. There's also Touch ID on the keyboard, which is extremely convenient. And the trackpad on this laptop is one of the best out there. It is big, it is fast, it is accurate. That's what she said. But yeah, the trackpad is genuinely very good. All the gestures, the tracking, everything works very smoothly. And you also get a headphone jack with this laptop. So if you want to use your wired headphones or earphones, you can do that. Now, one thing that I want to talk about is software updates. So Apple is still giving support to this laptop. It will get the latest macOS version, and I feel that it will also get the next version. Now, obviously, if you buy the M2 or M3, you will get more software updates, but I don't think that is a big issue with macOS. That issue is bigger with iOS, but not so much with macOS. Now, one of the most important parts of a laptop is the display. The MacBook Air M1, even in 2024, has one of the best displays out there. I mean, the color accuracy of this display is just great. It's also bright with very good viewing angles. Even if you're sitting in a cafe or outdoors somewhere in daylighting conditions, you will be able to work because the display is great. I have seen worse displays in laptops in this price range, so I'm glad that Apple did not go that route. They have a very good display on the MacBook Air M1. So let's try to summarize MacBook Air M1 in 2024. It has very good performance for the price of this laptop. The battery life is insanely good. Base RAM and storage variant are not so good. The display is awesome. Build quality is great with a very good keyboard and trackpad. And it has the advantage of macOS. So I feel that if you can get this laptop for somewhere around 60 to 65,000 rupees, then that is an insanely good deal for the MacBook Air M1. Currently, you'll get it for 68,000 rupees after applying all the offers, but I feel that during the sale period, you can get it for much lower, maybe even 60,000 rupees. That is an awesome price for the MacBook Air M1. And yes, if you get it at that price, you can still buy it in 2024. I mean, for around 60 to 65k, it's a no-brainer. If you have any questions about the MacBook Air M1, then please let me know about them in the comment section down below. I would be happy to help. So yeah, this was my long-term review of the MacBook Air M1. If you liked what you saw, then make sure to hit that like button. If you found the content worthwhile, subscribe to the channel because it would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.